thought I'd go ahead and do a giveaway. This stamp set here is called Hey Chick, and you can only get it free during Sale-A-Brations, which runs through March 31st, and I thought I'd give one of these sets away. I thought that it was super cute. So all that you need to do is leave a comment on the video, and make sure you leave me your email address so I have a way of contacting you if you win. So good luck! So we're going to go ahead and get started on that cute little spinner card. They're so easy to make, and they're a lot of fun. So what you need with your spinner cards is you need a couple of pennies, and you need some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. So we're going to go ahead and get started. What I've done is I've cut out my card base, and this is pink pirouette, and it's cut A2 size, so it's just 5.5 by 4 1/4. And then I've gone ahead and I've cut out a piece of mint macaroon. This one here is cut 5 by 3.5. And then I've cut a piece of Designer Series Carried Away paper. And this one here was cut at 4 3/4 by 3. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and secure this to the mint macaroon. I'm just going to use my snail adhesive to do that. And then once we have this secured, what we're going to do is you're going to need your paper cutter, or if you have a hole punch that cuts out a line shape, you can use that also. I just find it really easy with the paper cutter. What you want to do is take your paper and you're going to line it up at 2.5. And then you're going to take your cutting section and you're going to go in at a 1/2 inch, and you're going to start to cut down to the, we're going to go to the 4.5 inch. So you go from 1/2 inch to 4.5 inch. Then you're going to take your paper and you're going to move it down to 2 1/16. And we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. You're going to cut at 4.5, and you can see your little pointer there will point at the 4.5, and you're going to cut all the way up to 1/2 inch. And what that's going to do is it's going to create this little pocket here. Then what you're going to do is just take your pair of scissors that you have and just snip the ends off of there. Oh, I didn't snip it all the way to the end. Snip it all the way to the end. And that's going to create that space in there. And that's where your spinner is going to go at. So then the next thing that you're going to want to do is we're going to take a circle. And this was cut out of the layering circle framelits. I used the second smallest circle. You could use a hole punch if you have one. This is almost an inch. So I just went ahead and took this, and you're going to stamp out of this stamp set. We're going to stamp the little egg here. So I've just gone ahead and colored my little chicken. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your 2 pennies. We're going to put a pop-up dot on one of the pennies. Or a dimensional, I should say, pop-up dot. And we're going to take this other penny and we're going to stick it together so it forms a little gap in there. So then we're going to take the pennies and we're going to slip them on your card base. So now your penny is going to slide and roll there. So now what you'll do is, I always like to use something strong here, strong adhesive. So I'm going to use Fast Fuse on top of the penny. And I'm just going to put a couple of swipes of the Fast Fuse on top of the penny. Oh. Got some on the top here. I don't want to get that on there. And then you're just going to take your little chick put him right on the penny. And then he's just going to roll just like so. Isn't that cute? And then for putting it on top of the card, what you're going to do is, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to, I think I'm going to put my metallic cord there. This is metallic ribbon that came from the Sale-A-Bration catalog. It's free, and I think I'm just going to put a little bit of that here. And what I'll do is I'll just take some Scotch tape and we'll just fold a flap of it over. And then I'll just make sure that it's even in the front here. And then I'll do the same thing here. I'll just take another piece of tape and just secure it down with the tape. They call that the cheater method. And then you'll have your little chick there. And then we're not going to glue this directly down, because if we glue it directly down, this is not going to move. What you need to do is you need to use either foam adhesive strips or your pop-up dots, something to pop it up so it's not going to lay flat on the card. So what I'll do is I'll use some foam strips, and when you put the strips on or your dots, you want to make sure you're not putting them too close to the pennies, because the pennies won't be able to move. So you just want to keep them down below the surface there. So this is how many foam strips I put on. I want to make sure it stays popped up. Like I said, you can use pop-up dots, whatever you want. You could even, if you didn't want to make it this big, you could just cut a little section out and put the spinner on just a little section of the card. But I thought this would be cute. So once you get all your foam strips on there, then you just place it on the card, kind of center it on top of the card. And then there's your spinner card. So I'm just going to stamp out the sentiment on here, "You're a good egg." I'm just going to stamp that one out on this piece of mint macaroon, which is cut 1 by 1.5. I'm just going to kind of stamp it out in the center. And then I'm just going to take my snail adhesive, just put it on right in the middle, I think. Just make sure if you're putting something on, embellishment or whatever, it's not going to interfere with your chicken. And that's it. Real simple, cute little card. Spinner cards are so easy. So I hope you enjoyed the spinner card, and I'll leave all the information at the end of my video regarding this, and I also will leave a link to my current card club in the video description.